Hello friends, this is Ganesh. Hope you are doing great. In this video, we are going to see another HANA functionality called full text search. Okay, so this is going to be part of the CTS. Probably I'm going to use the AMTP procedure concept on this. So we are going to learn what are the options and functionalities and types are available for this full text search. Okay, let's get into the slides. So the first thing to understand about full text search is it's very simple. Suppose we have a text field and I want to do a search. Yeah, probably we can able to do it even before HANA also. But how to efficiently make this? This could be the faster access or faster search options. Okay, so for that only we are going to utilize this full text search options. So a few things about this functionality is it's advanced way to search your database, and it quickly finds the specific word or a statement based on your own requirements in the different database tables. And this is actually running by a text index. So normally index helps to execute or fetching the process very quickly. So the same way they designed this full text is also based on the index, but the index here, the name is text index. So it's a pretty the another type of index they introduced especially for the full text search option. Okay, and this using the text index can be faster comparatively with the regular index options. Okay, and prerequisites, if you feel like it should be a column oriented table, the table whatever you're going to search, it should be a column oriented table, and it's a full text index to be created for table columns. So which columns preferably it may need for a full text search, those columns to be created under full text index. Okay, and the full text index, most of the standard tables, whenever there is a text or short text field, it's automatically converted or automatically created already in the HANA database. If not, you are able to make it, means you are able to create a text index for an existing field. It may be a standard table or a custom table. And the full text search does not consider any non-physical columns, meaning in your select query, this is going to be part of your select query. Okay, so in your select query, you have non-physical columns, meaning a calculated columns, or some other columns can be an alias options. Like it's not part of your database table, then those columns or we are not able to make, or we are not able to perform the full text search. So that's what they're meaning us. Do not consider non-physical columns. In simple words, the column should be a database field or database columns, database table columns. Simple. And this is the place where you can identify whether your table field has a full text index is generated or not. So this is at MAKT table, and go to the indexes, and here you don't have any specific column which shows yes this is belongs to full text search. No, it's not. Only through the descriptions you might understand yes it has, but if you double click you will get a pop-up. That pop-up shows yes it's a full text index because the checkboxes got selected. But through this screen, only through descriptions, most of the standard table, the description they mention very clearly full text index for the field name. Okay, and if you double click, it opens another pop-up window. There is a checkbox called full text index. If it is selected, yes, this field has full text index. And another table just for your reference is ADRC. So here you have three columns. One is name 1, name 2, and city 1. All three are already they just made a full text index. This is the standard one. Still, if you want to add some more standard fields for index, yes, you're able to make it. Okay, right, again in the custom namespace. So now let's just get into the code level. So in a full text search, there is a functionality or a function called contains. Okay, so CO normally we use for the text level. So here also they're going to use the same functionality, but the keyword is contains here. Okay, so the syntax for contains is select from whatever table you want where contains. So contains is not a column name, it's a function name. So you can use contains and the column, which column you're going to do the text search and the value on it. Okay, so this is a contains, is not the value exactly whatever you did, this contains. So if you give a value, if the particular value contains in many fields or many records, it automatically pull those informations also. For example, test, so then test material is also valid search and material test is also valid search. So that is the meaning of contains. Okay, and a few examples here or few samples or contains, and here I'm going to give the field name. So if it is a single field, you don't want to use the one more additional bracket, just a field name is fine, and comma within single quotes what is the value you are looking for. So what will happen, it will go and find, it will go and search the MAKT table wherever the sample is available. Okay, wherever the sample, the particular word contains, which records, it will fetch all those records. And contains more than one field. So okay, here, yeah, more than one field. Suppose I want to give the same value to be searched in more than one column or more than one field in my database table. Yes, you are able to make it. If it is more than one field, you need this bracket. Okay. And another one is I want to do a while search, like for the entire column in the database table. So then what you can mention is star. So this is a column, star is nothing but a column. It will search for the entire table wherever this test is available. It's accommodated in any place, it's automatically pull that particular record as a result. And if you feel, okay, I want to sample, I want SAM star. So if you want to give the partially information and from there it will start the search, yes, you are able to make it with the help of the asterisk symbol over here. Okay. And the another syntax, suppose I want to perform a where condition along with the additional fields, yes, you are able to make it. So where the field name and field value and contains. So this way also you're able to make it. Only contains also possible. Contains with another field in your where condition is also possible. So the next is, okay. So here you have a option of introducing N and R. Okay, suppose I want to use 3 different values for one particular column. It may be a sample or test or battery. So that is the case, you have to use or over here. By default, it is AND. Suppose if you give sample, comma test, comma battery, that is default, it is AND. But if you want to use specifically the AND operator, yes, you can be able to make it. So this is the alternative for AND, sample, comma battery. So then if it both satisfies, only those record to be picked as a results. And this is the test material within double quotes, within single quotes, and you have to mention with the double quotes, you are giving a instruction as a string. So you have to consider this as a string, because previously what happened, sample or test, in the entire matkx field, wherever the test comes, so material test is also valid, test material is also valid, so material test material is also valid. Wherever the test comes, those particular records are valid to fetch and put it as a results. But if you mention a double quotes, that needs to be considered, this is the valid string. So test material, so material test is not valid over here. Okay, so you want to make as an entire full string as a search, then you have to mention within double quotes. And one more operator is question mark over here. So what happens is it will fetch only one extra character in this particular MAT. So I want material who has 1, 5 and after that any number, but I want only 3-digit material I want to fetch. Yes, you can able to make it. Suppose here I want to fetch only 4-digit material. So then double question mark is also possible. So that way you are able to get it if it is required. Okay. And another one, suppose I have a joins. So not only one table, I have a joins. I want to use fields from 2 different tables. Yes, that is also possible. So you have to use, suppose this is my one of the join query. So EKKO and EKPO. I'm using 1 from EKKO and 2 from EKPO and then value for it. Okay, so that also possible. And here N and R is case sensitive. So if you mention OR, it considers that as a text. So because we are going to mention within single quotes, so how you differentiate the text and then operator. So you have to use the capital OR and capital ANT. Otherwise, it won't give a syntax error because it is in single quotes, but it will consider that is also one of the text. Okay. And few functions along with the contains, you have few functions it's available. One is snippets. So here what happens is it will give a different, or it will give a little boldness for your text. Probably it will be useful for the UI as a result. So you can, and that can be shown, okay, these are the results it's coming, and it shows your query or your input as in a bold way. Okay, so if you see, okay, before that I'll show you the syntax here. So select star the function name and then the field name from the table, and whatever you want, where condition, contains and everything. But then what happens is it will give additional column along with the name, whatever name you have given, and this is bold. Okay, so the UI is going to be, this is output from the CDS view, but in the UI they have the tag for bold tag. So whatever the search criteria, whatever you have given, so that is displayed in the bold level. So for that we are going using the function called snippets. So here I am using exact. Kindly ignore it. We can see in the few slides. Okay, so the next function is score. It's very pretty simple to understand. Score is nothing but it exactly says how exactly the value is matching. It's if it is really required to show as one of the parameter to the user. So this much search criteria is matched based on your user input, then this function is mostly used. So the syntax is select score and from which table and what is the field name and your user parameter. And it gives an option like this. So test. So 1 is the maximum score. So it's matched 100%. And these are the percentage of the inputs values is matching with your table fields or table columns. Okay, so there are 0.531 and this is 1, and this is test material, so it's 0.42. So based on the values, the values of the score function to be calculated. And there's one more function, it's called highlighted, but I tried, but I'm getting some issues now. Probably I'll figure it out what could be the best example for highlighted one, and I'll definitely show you once I find it. Okay, and types. So here the first type is exact. So far, whatever we have used without exact, it's same thing is going to be happening here, because if you're not mentioning any types, by default, it is an exact type only. We have different types. The first one is exact. So far, whatever you have seen, so test material, whenever that exactly find the particular field contains this value. Okay, so that is a default value over there. And then fuzzy, it's nothing but you may ignore some spelling mistakes, or you can try searching almost close to whatever the user input. So that is the main use of fuzzy. For example, it's a fault tolerant search, simply they call it as. Okay, so search times contain some additional or missing characters or even some spelling mistakes also. It can be fined. Okay, so it depends. If you don't want to exact, even something can be adjusted. So then you can use the types called fuzzy 0.8. It depends on the accuracy, how frequency or how accurately you want it. Okay, and so here also one more thing, one more type is also I'm currently working on it. Probably I will get it and I'll just inform within a different video. So let's get into the system now. So this is my system. So here I would like to show the MAKT table, how they got designed. And here go to indexes, and this is from the standard itself. So they have created a full text index for MAKTX field. Just double click. So here you are not able to identify whether this is the full text index or not. It's a common same like the different the other indexes as well. Okay, so how you identify it, and 1 minute. So for that, let me, yeah. So here you have an option called go to full text index. So if this pop-up has this checkbox is selected, then yes, this field is enabled for full text index, and the full text index has some parameters. So it depends on the need, we can able to add it. Okay, so few properties can be switched on and few properties can be switched off, especially for different types. For example, the fuzzy search is on. If it is off and try to use the fuzzy option, it won't give the proper output as expected. Okay, so these are a few things to be analyzed. And if you just check the same thing for the another index field, so here go to full text index, it's not selected. Okay, so this field has an index, but this is not a text index. Okay, so that way you can able to make it, and if you want to create it for your custom table or a standard table, yes, you are able to make it. Create index in ZI2 custom namespace. Okay, so new text index, and this is going to be for selected database system. So that is the prerequisite for the text index, and db name as hbd, and which field you want. Make it tx, probably this is already available, it's fine. And now go here and use the full text index and select this option. These are editable mode now, so you can just change whatever is required for you and click copy and then save it. Okay, obviously it needs a customizing, or thing, yeah, it needs need a transport request. Save it, then go back and act toward it. So now I have new text index is created. So you can create, if it is really required, this field needs a full text or search operation, then you can able to create it either for a standard table or your custom tables. Okay, so it takes few maybe seconds or minutes to activate. It's fine. So let's go to the HANA Studio. I don't have proper Eclipse here, so I'm using HANA Studio. So here, this is my AMDP procedure. So you don't know how to create procedure and everything, so I don't want to waste much time on it. So this is my class, and I have a procedure. There is procedure, and I have few example codes here. So the first one is the syntax, how the syntax would be. So here select start from MAKT contains, where contains, okay, contains the field name and the value, search value. And then the second example is with where conditions. I actually messed up. Okay, oh sorry, over here with where condition. So with a normal column with a different value, and then I want to use a contains. Yes, you can able to make it. So this is not required if it is a single column. And multiple fields. So if you want to have multiple fields to be searched for the text you have given over here, then you have to use the bracket and then separated by comma for each field. And then all fields. So this value to be just search across the entire table for all the fields, then use asterisk symbol on it. So this is first for examples. Let's see the output, means in the debugging level. Let's see what are the data are getting filled for the different internal table 1, 2, 3, and 4. So activate it. Let me have a breakpoint. Okay, so then execute. F8 is execute. I have only one method on it. Then execute once again. Then it automatically stopped in the exact breakpoint. So here let's execute one by one. F6, and now it has 12 records and this is a field I started searching. It's a contains, okay? So wherever the field, wherever it has the sample is the one which I'm searching it. So sample data, sample materials, everything, it just fetched. The relevant details are fetched from the database table. And the next one is, it's not much difference, maybe a different input, and have spas equal to English. So one additional column also has been added here. So if you see, it has test materials, all English, and test, and wherever there is a test, it fetched all the values here. So to find, maybe one example is here. I have a test, create test material, middle of the statement, end of the statement, because it's a contains. Okay, so wherever there is a your input search or input word is having, it just fetch those records also as your output. So right click, and easy to understand or analyze. You can go with the distinct values. So here you can able to just go through it and able to find what are the values exactly it fetched based on your input value. Okay, and then the next one is, close it. So the next one is for MAKTX and MAKTG and F6. So here you have, okay, the different inputs. Okay, this is test material. So different text. So it will fetch, it will consider actually both values. Wherever the test material is available, it will fetch. Let me find a difference. Raw material. Math test. Okay, over here also. 1 minute. Okay, here also you can find the difference. So here the other field is data, but the input field test material is available in the first field, so it just fetched that record. Similarly, we may have, but I couldn't find it. That's fine. So at least this example is fine. So vice versa also. Whenever there is a test material available in the second field, not in the first field, that record is also considered for your output. And then the final one is all. So wherever the material comes, whether this is in the MATNR or all the fields, not only all the fields of your table. So wherever the field or the value material is available, it just fetched those records also for the output. Okay, so this is the simple examples of how we can use contains. So we'll get into a few more examples. Okay, so here the next example is, the first one is for joins. Suppose I have a join with more than one table and I want to give the fields from different tables for the search. Yes, that is also possible. So here one is from EKKView and 3 from EKPView. And I'm just trying to find the value of JK02 from any of this field. Okay. And the next one is I used the function called snippets, and this will have a bold tag, especially for your input if it is find. Okay, and there is nothing is working with exact. By simply I used it because by default it is exact, but if you want to use how you can use it, just comma and exact. That is a keyword, so it's in blue color. And the score is going to be identified how closely the search has happened. Like 1 is the maximum and less than 1, it's how close based on your value the values are fetched from the particular column. Okay, so let's, I think I already activated it. Okay, let's execute it. I do have a valid breakpoint. Execute it. Okay, so I have one more breakpoint here. So let's execute fully. Okay, yeah. So now find the values of EKPView, such as it has 9 records. So JK02 is available in the plan field. So it just fetched the information from one of the fields. It is planned, it's matched, so it get fetched. And remember, if it is a data volume is more and if it doesn't have a text index, probably it may take time, depends on your data volume. Okay, so that is always keep in your mind. So full text search it's easy, or it's a faster execution whenever you have a text index is get enabled for a particular column. Okay, and the snippets, it just double click, what is the value? Sample. So double click here is also already executed. One additional field after all the fields, you have the same function name as well as your column name, and the bold tag is mapped. So whenever, only for the user input, not for the entire one, only for the user input. So the bold is getting added in the particular column. Okay, and the final one is, okay, I didn't execute it, F6. Okay, scores. So double click. So it gives the score based on the search. So the 100% match is for 1, and if not, depends on the match, you have the score values are getting differ here. Okay, so this is the way we used different functions, and we have few more examples. Let's see those as well. So the next examples are one is exact. By default is exact, so you won't find any much difference from the previous examples. So it will find wherever the test material or the string, or not the string, it exactly wherever the test material is appeared in that particular record, it will fetch. And this one, you have a double quotes. So within double quotes, what happens? Test material is a string that consider that is a search criteria. From there, after that, if whatever is available, it will fetch. It contains test material. So not in any order, only exactly this order. And fuzzy here, I'm going to use the same test material with the ratio of 0.8. Let's see the output difference between the first one, test material without fuzzy and with fuzzy. You might have some records which has a little spelling mistake. Also consider when we use the fuzzy type. And the question, which actually I missed in the above example, so I added here. So here I want to have a record which has exactly only one letter after my user input. So I want WORK, maybe any letter, but example I'm saying work. So what I'm going to use a single question mark. Suppose I want to use double question mark. So what happens whenever there is a value along with this, and then it exactly has only two letters, okay, or 2 digits. I don't want anything more than 2 digits for my based on my input. Okay, if that is the case, I'm going to use 2 question mark for this user input. Let's see how it is getting triggered. Activate it. I do have a breakpoint in the last, it's fine. F8, execute. So I want to just stop at the last one. So F8, yeah, that's it. So here, let's see, the output values are 93, and here you can see it's 89 because it's a whole string. For example, you see IT data. So you have test material, and somewhere it's raw material 1 test. Okay, so these are getting ignored if you use the within double quotes. So raw material 1 test, right? Let's see what is in data 8. So the data 8, you're not able to see the raw material because that is considered as a string. So test material, then you can have any values on it. So all the fields are considered here has test material. Okay, so there is no that raw material 1 test is ignored in this particular example. And then fuzzy, you can see what is the value. Same test material, compare it here. You have 93, and here you have 101. So let's see what has been added here. I think I found one example which has a different spelling over here. Create test material. So you're not able to find this create test material because there is a spelling mistake here. You're not able to find it in your example like IT data 7 with exact text search type. So here can you see somewhere create material or create test material? I don't think so. Let's check one more time. So I didn't find anywhere create test material. Okay, so that is the way the fuzzy works. It's okay to have different spellings or some other values on it. Okay, and then data 10, so exactly it fetch the value exactly one character after my input, so WORK. Okay, so not more than that. And then IT data 11, one more F6. So here also it fetch the value exactly after this. Only two characters are available, any characters, that may be any characters. So data 11, so it fetch exactly two characters because I used only two question marks, so that's what it just fetched exactly the two characters on it. Okay, so that's it. A few things as is it's missed from my end. One of the type and one is highlighted. So let's also explore. And if I get a time, I'll add one more video as well. Just go through this, and if you have any doubt, please let me know. Thank you so much for your time. See you in the next video. Bye.